Pepperland goes bluey.
Hey guys, so there's a little bit of confusion, it seems, in the forums and in the videos and in the manual. So I kind of wanted to clarify a little bit of this when it comes to hooking up receivers. When we're looking at the front of the quad and the front of the flight controller, there are three little solder pads here. The one on the left is your signal, and this signal can accept S-Bus, Spectrum Satellite, PPM. The middle is positive and it's 5 volts. The right is ground. Now if you want to hook up a satellite receiver, they can only run on 3.3 volts, and if you try to power with this 5 volts, you're going to burn it up. So let's not do that. Your options are, you can use a plug like I did here. This is just a standard flight controller breakout 4-port cable. I believe they call this it's like a Pico Molex, I believe. I'll have to look that up, but I've got this from other flight controllers. The Atom does not come with it, but again, I've got several of these laying around from various flight controllers I've purchased over the years. If you use one of these, you want to make sure that you grab power from the second from the left pin. That's 3 volt. So we're going to cover these right here. First one is signal. Now this is the same signal input as here, it's UART2, so you can solder to either of those, or you could use the lead from a plug. The second from the left is your 3.3 volt. So this is what you're going to need to solder to. Sorry, it's not quite in focus. It's what you're going to need to solder to right here if you want to power a satellite receiver. This is ground. It's the same ground as here, so you don't have to solder to that. This one on the far right is 5 volt. It's the same as this. So, to recap, if you want to use a Spectrum satellite receiver, you have a couple of options. You can solder this directly to the signal here, the ground here, and the 3.3 volt here, which is the second pin from the left. Or if you happen to have a 4-pin Molex cable laying around, you can use it. You just have to make sure that you're using the power that's the second to the left and not the one on the outside, because that's 5 volts. Now if you're using a standard PPM Lemon receiver or a FlySky or any of those other ones, you can power 5 volts directly from that, and you can just do signal, power, ground. Alternatively, if you want to do it like I did, so you can remove and swap and do different things, you can do the same thing with a 4-pin connector, but you'll notice the difference is that this one, I'm taking pin 4 for power, which is 5 volt, and this one I'm taking pin 2 for power, which is the 3.3 volts. Alright guys, hopefully that clears some of this up and makes it a little easier to understand and grasp. Ask me if you have any questions. Blue Media on the forums. You can ask on this video if you like. You can also open up tickets at support, which is RotorX.freshdesk.com, and we'll be happy to help you. Just to recap, these 3 pads are signal, 5 volt, ground. The 4 pins on the port are signal, which is the same signal here, 3.3 volts, ground, which is the same as here, and then 5 volts, which is the same as here. Alright guys, thanks for watching.